In this video, I'm going to be drawing little kids, little elementary school students that I was teaching during the summer program. I'm going to be using a whiteboard, but I'm going to be adding as much detail as I would add as if I were drawing on paper. So it's going to really challenge me to be in the moment. Let's jump in. Little kids, they just wiggle, they jiggle, they move a lot. And the best thing that I can say is that you want to catch them when they're in a certain position. Everybody has what I call a general position. This is the position that they tend to go back to whenever they're comfortable. Usually people start off in a certain position, then they might look over at you while you're drawing, and usually they're going to go back to it. They may seem like they're not. It may take them a couple minutes, but they will eventually get back to that position. That's my biggest tip, is you want to wait till they go back to that general position. Another thing about drawing little kids is that they don't have very much detail on their face. So my favorite subject to draw are older people who are older than me, my age or older. And the reason why is because there's lots of little details in the face that's really fun for me to draw. I also like drawing people with a lot of facial hair and drawing people with just a lot of hair in general. And also baggy clothes, because I like drawing the folds in the fabric. With little kids, there's not much detail on their face. So the more lines you put on the face, the less is going to come out looking like the little kid that you were drawing. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to focus more on the contour of the head instead of trying to draw little details in their face. Even if they have little details in their face, if you draw those details, chances are you will make them look too old. I actually drew a couple of these kids, and the other kids who were standing around while I was drawing, they said, "Oh, they look kind of old." And they were right. And that's because I maybe add one dot or line too many. That's the trickiest part about drawing little kids, and that's why I don't really like to draw them very much, is because the drawing goes really, really fast. That's why most of these drawings, pretty much all of these drawings, are like anywhere between 1.5 minutes to about 3 minutes. I don't think very many of them reach 3 minutes. Another major tip that I could give when drawing kids, or anyone for that matter, whenever you're drawing a portrait, is to look at the person you're drawing more than you look at your drawing. This is one of the biggest secrets of drawing that a lot of people get wrong, and they get it wrong because it feels uncomfortable to look at the person. It almost feels like when you're driving, it feels like you're not looking at the road, right? But what you want to do is you want to look at the person you're drawing more than you're looking at the drawing. So I would say you might want to look at the person for like 3 seconds, and then look at your drawing for like 1 or 2 seconds, then look back at the person for about 3 seconds. So I would say you would go 1, 2, 3, look down, 1, 2, 3, look down, 1, 2, 3, look down. And so you're looking at the person for about 3 seconds, then you're looking back down at your drawing. And what that's doing is it's allowing you to actually draw what's there. Because after about 3 seconds, what you saw, the photographic image, your eye takes a photographic image when you're looking at something. So when you look away, that image is stuck in your head. But that image usually goes away after about 3 seconds, 3 to 4 seconds, it starts to fiddle away. So after about 3 to 4 seconds, you're drawing actually from imagination. So if you only allow yourself to look down at your drawing for about 2 seconds tops, then you look back up, you're taking more photographic imagery with your eyes, then you're looking back down at the drawing. All of that realism of what you actually are seeing is going into the drawing, not what you think you're seeing. Because when you're looking down at your drawing, after about 3 seconds, you're starting to draw from imagination. You're drawing what you think you see, and that sometimes is not actually what was there. And that's really one of the biggest secrets to how I capture likeness really fast, and how I nail details and facial features and things like that, is because I'm looking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm always allowing myself to take in the information of what was actually there, and then communicating that onto the paper. Now, in some of this footage, I'm drawing people on the whiteboard that was on the wall. In other footage, I'm drawing on a small whiteboard that I had propped on a table. The difference is that the one that's on the wall, I actually have to hold my arm up. I'm used to drawing in a sketchbook, or I'm used to drawing where my sketchbook or paper is on a table or in my lap. This is much different than drawing on a wall. And the reason why is because I have to hold my arm up. And the longer I hold my arm up, I start to get a fatigue in my arm, right? And that energy goes into the drawing because that's a level of discomfort. I'm fully comfortable drawing in a normal sketchbook type situation because the sketchbook is down, my arm is down. There's no strain on my arm to keep my arm up. But when drawing on the whiteboard that's on the wall, that strain is there. And so that is one of the challenges I would say that I dealt with when doing these drawings. Now, one of the cool things I do like about drawing with the dry erase marker is because you could turn it so that you could use a pointy thin line, or you could turn it to where you get a broader, fatter stroke. And that is something that I really enjoy because in certain areas, I wanted the line to be wider, thicker, so that I could cover a bigger area or so I could emphasize a particular detail. A lot of times, if I want to emphasize something, I will use a thicker line, and that line will draw the eye's attention to that area. Drawing little kids literally is about decision making. It will definitely help you make quicker decisions in your drawing. Your drawings of adults will get better the more you draw kids. And the reason why is because kids move around a lot. We talked about this a minute ago, but kids move around so much that they really force you to have to make a decision. What am I going to draw here, right? Am I going to draw their eyes wide open when they're excited? Am I going to draw their eyes like this when they're smiling? You have to really make those decisions and you have to stand firm to them. And so it's going to teach you to make quicker decisions and bolder decisions. And that's something that will make your drawings overall a better drawing. It doesn't matter what you're drawing, whether you're drawing a car, a person, a giraffe, donkey, doesn't matter. The quicker you're able to make a decision and the bolder your decisions are. So the key features that help you nail likeness, the key most important features to nail when you are drawing a person is the shape of their eye, the shape of their eye opening, the bottom of their nose. You could possibly get the top of their nose, the shaft, the nose shaft wrong. You could possibly get that wrong and still do okay with likeness, but it's this bottom part of the nose. You got to get that right. And there's only a couple different types of noses that are there. There's only a couple types of eyes. There's only a couple types of mouths. Now, there's probably way more, but we're talking about typical features that people have. This is probably the biggest tip that I could give you in nailing likeness, and that is the key features that you need to capture in order to make that drawing look the way you want it to look. So these are the key features that you need to capture if you want to nail likeness in a portrait. Number one is the opening or shape of the eye. You have to nail that if you want your portrait to look proper, if you want it to look like the person you were drawing. The other one is the bottom of the nose. So you could actually mess up on the shaft of the nose, and it may move you a little bit away from the likeness. You want to capture the bottom of the nose. That is a really important part to capture. And there's only a number of different types. And you also want to be able to nail the structure of the mouth. What do I mean by this? You have some people who have an underbite and their bottom lip pushes out further than their top lip. Then some people have an overbite where their top lip is over their bottom lip and it's reversed. Another thing is how close the hairline is to the eyebrows. If you nail this, you will start to gain confidence to actually finish the rest of the face properly. So I've learned that once I complete certain things properly, I get like this confidence boost, this confidence rush. And that confidence boost allows me to complete other aspects of the drawing properly. And then you come out with a successful drawing. Drawing the ears exactly as they are on the person is not that important because most people, when they look at a portrait, they're not looking at the ears. And most people aren't looking at the shaft of the nose, but they are looking at the bottom of the nose. And they don't even know it. I'm talking about people who aren't artists. They don't even know what to look for, but we've looked at faces all of our lives so much that we can tell when things are off. And these are the key features that people go to is the features that are in the center of the face. Then we start to look at features that are outside the center of the face. So the center of the face here, then we start going to the outer of the center of the face. So we go to the chin and then we go to the hairline. So the ears don't really come into play until last. And so you can draw the ears off. As long as you put an ear there, you should be fine. I'm going to be taking on a few drawing coaching clients and help them get maximum results in their drawing skills really, really fast. Check out what some of my clients have to say.
So I was looking for a drawing class. I went to Dawood's. I was very impressed. From then till now, it's only been a couple of weeks. It hasn't been a very long time. And that's only like once a week, and that's only for a couple of hours. He's a great teacher. He inspires me. There's no stress in it. Nothing that I have to be perfect at it. I could see the improvement, and I'm following his direction, and I'm getting better. I'm really, really getting better. I'm very happy taking his classes. I'm very happy with him as a teacher.
I really have enjoyed my time being under Dawood's mentorship. My drawing has improved dramatically, and I highly recommend him and this method of drawing to anyone who wants to improve their drawings. Not only do your drawings improve, but the amount of fun and energy that you find drawing in this method is like no other. Those of you that maybe have been to art school and you started drawing and shading spheres, or you learned how to draw an apple or whatever, everybody's apple look the same, the spheres all look the same. Contour drawing, it lets your own expression come through. It's a much more relaxed way of drawing, and you will quickly find that you improve with this method. I can't say enough about Dawood, his exercises, his method of teaching. I highly recommend it. Get out there and draw.
This is the third class I've taken from Dawood. At first, the first class, I was a little startled because I was expecting a project-oriented class. But I came to realize very quickly that this was technique. And the repetition and the drill, like the coach, put your pads on, get in your 4-point stance, hit the dummy again, do it again. It's the same sort of drill. You're doing it over and over again, and it does make things easier. When you come away from it and you're doing something on your own, you fall back into that pattern that you've gotten drilled into you. So I am perfectly delighted. If his name's on the list to teach, I'm one of the first ones to sign up, and I'm delighted doing it. And I highly recommend him to anyone else who's interested in perfecting their technique, finding their pathway.
The link is in the description for the coaching program. And when you sign up, you also get my online drawing course, High Power Drawing, for absolutely no extra cost. It is an extensive course that will take you through everything that I learned that helped me get to where I'm at in drawing, and it will help you get there even faster, because I took years to get there and I've condensed it down into a process that helps you get results really fast. So if you're ready to jump in now, or if you have any questions, the link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.